Welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF and Microwave Update. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my co-host Gary LaRude and special guests Brian Goldstein and John Cowles from Analog Devices. We're here at European Microwave Week 2017 in Nuremberg. Of course, there's a lot of emphasis on radar for automotive applications, both sensing and autonomy. And I saw a lot with drones. There's a lot of sensing capability that's being deployed on small commercial drones because the test equipment now is small enough. So I was in the Institute booth, and they had the drone doing measurements to a satellite communications link. And in Copper Mountain, they were doing soil moisture measurements for farming applications. So a lot of the things like that going on. What did you see, Gary?
So I think another theme along the test and measurement line is a lot of test and measurement systems now are not just testing single functions and single function components, they're testing overall system level performance. And so it was interesting, Keysight has introduced some additional ability for EW system testing where you can actually simulate various pulse scenarios with create different IQ data sets and have those signals being used in the test. And then we saw a new introduction from National Instruments, basically an automotive radar test system. They're working with some of their value-add partners to be able to do basically system-level testing of automotive radar, simulating various scenarios that the car would see, because you can't get, 3 billion, as they said, road miles very easily. So they've got to go to emulation and simulation to try to get this. And that particular instrument is going to help a lot of auto companies get down the road, so to speak.
And we also did the Defense Forum, and the panel session there was focused on space applications, mostly commercial space. And I know Analog Devices is very involved in both military and commercial space applications. What are you doing in that area?
So for us, our story starts with the advanced technologies in the Burroughs Electronics portfolio in the industry. And so we're continuing to build upon that portfolio, and with linear technologies coming, we've added significant power applications and capabilities to our already very broad RF microwave, linear precision, high-speed converter, and digital isolation components. So we're going to continue to build on that relatively long life cycle of the pure Class K, and now we're moving into the high-rel plastic and the enhanced plastic applications for LEO and microsatellites. And so we're working with our partners to figure out exactly what is the strategy on the reliability criteria and being able to trade off the performance and cost trade-offs as we go into a portfolio of high-rel plastic.
And so there's also a lot of talk about phased arrays, so both in 5G and military applications for radar. I know you guys have a lot of experience in technology there. So what are you seeing in phased array trends? Again,
the complement of pure digital beamforming and analog beamforming, and for us, the full breadth of portfolio, the high IF frequency architectures around our high-speed converters and our next-generation transceivers are allowing the simplification of the RF chain and being able to make these applications in phased array much smaller. And so we are in the process of releasing a whole new family of RF microwave and high-speed converter products around phased array.
Yeah. Well, and again, the breadth of technology that we have and the combinations that we can do to provide a full front end, which has typically been the big bottleneck in these systems. We'll be extremely well positioned to deliver these complete solutions that solve the size problems, not only for the terrestrial applications, but for the airborne applications and for the SATCOM applications, which is a growing area both in space and airborne and ground-based. So we see a proliferation, and it would be very, very difficult to compete unless you have this palette of technologies, because there's just so many constraints and different constraints for the different applications. So we see a lot of these our RF technology is really in a position to solve the size, weight, power, which is, was a military acronym, but it's true for all of these things now. And when you go to even space commercial, we see that sort of merger or a murkier line between what's military and what's commercial.
Yeah, the whole swap C, as they say, is really important both in all these markets. So you have a very nice booth here at European Microwave. Anything in particular that you're showcasing at the show?
Yeah, I think if you look, we again, like we've been showcasing a lot, is we have the basic technology and portfolio of platforms, and then we have the system type solutions. So you see again that mix We have a phased array demonstration showing the beam steering in real time, not a picture of it. We have the bare bones, our MEMS technology complements our solid state switches, covering DC to the 40, 60, 70 gigahertz. And then we see some other intermediate ones, a full 5G solution, actually much broader, that combines our high-speed converters and our microwave mid-level integration and amplifiers. And then also the transceivers with DPD, again showing it's a lot more than just silicon or gas or anything like that. It's really about the overall solution where you get the advantages of the interplay between the components to solve the customer's problems.
And we're starting to add processors and algorithms around being able to improve the microwave performance through software.
Yeah, software is becoming an important component, isn't it?
Right, yeah. So it's getting that capability and integrating. We start talking about how do you release software instead of how do you release hardware, and it's a whole different ballgame, and that's what we're going through right now. And some of it is IP that's sort of transparent to the customer. In other cases, it's IP that we share or we take in IP, and so a lot of operating models in which we can work with customers at different levels to solve a specific problem, or I mean, sometimes there's IP. Customers don't want to necessarily part with their IP, yet they still want to partner with us.
Right. Well, it's a pretty compelling story. So thanks, John. Thanks, Brian, for joining us here at European Microwave. We're here in Nuremberg on day 3 of the European Microwave Show. We want to thank you for watching, and we want to thank Analog Devices for making this program possible.